All right. Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Cedar Creek Bottoms. We are out here today and we are going to work on planting irises. We've already gotten started, but let me catch you up to date on what we have done. So as you know, we got a box of irises in, 45 different varieties, and we need to get them in the ground. Now, the good thing about irises is they don't have to be planted immediately. So they do need to be planted soon, and because mostly winter's coming and I need them in the ground growing roots so that they'll survive winter. But we don't have as much of a rush as it would be if it was, say, a hosta or something like that. These are bare root tubers. Those of you that are familiar with bulbs and things know that there's a little bit of playroom with planting those. So we got out here, and like I said, we've been removing grass from the area that we're going to plant them, and this is going to be kind of a landscaping project, but not really. We're putting them on the driveway side coming into our farm, but this is going to be a market garden basically. So we're going to be selling irises in the future. It's something that we love, one of our favorite plants, and I sell plants already. So that is the purpose of these irises that we have. Every one of them has a distinct name. Every one of them is a certain variety. We ordered from a great company. Now in the future I hope to get these at wholesale prices. But this, we had to pay, you know, some pretty good prices on these things right now. And like I said, we've got 45 of them and we're starting to get them in the ground. Let me turn my camera around and show you a few things that we've done. All right, so as you can see, we've done a little bit of prep work, okay? We have been, as you already know, removing the grass from along the fence line here. And we've got mulch to put down. Up there starts more grass, of course, but from that post all the way back to this tree, we have all the grass removed. The ground is clear where we are planting. And I'll just plant a section and then, you know, do the next section, plant it and do the next section. So, at each fence post, we have a blackberry. Now, I sprayed grass killer here, and I thought for sure I killed this blackberry. But the other day I looked and it had life still. But guess what? I killed it again by piling the mulch around it like I did. So this one is still going to die. I had hoped I had saved it, but I killed it. But maybe it'll get some new life to it. I'm going to leave it in the ground and see, because this is not quite dead here. This side is. This piece is not quite dead. So the root may still be alive. So I pulled all the grass out from around it, and we piled up leaves and stuff here. Nothing in this is alive. It just has not composted fully down. Okay, let's come down here and check out the next one. The next one is struggling too. When we planted these, of course, all the rain stopped. So they were planted and not watered as well as they should have been. But as you can see, we still have a little bit of life there. So this blackberry may survive also. If it doesn't, I have more. I took cuttings of some that we have somewhere else. And again, I sell plants, so whatever didn't sell gets planted here. So this will make a great product that we can sell later, because we can, you know, make jam from the blackberries and cobblers and things. You know, we bake and all of that too, but we can also sell blackberries fresh from the vine. Okay, so on each one of these, like I said, we have a blackberry planted. Okay, some of them are doing better than others. Some of them are not doing well. Now right here, because this is a gate that the tractor goes in and out, we cannot plant on this gate. Okay, so we've got to be careful about how far up to the gate. You know, I can't just come straight out from the driveway and go to the gate, because it has to swing in sometimes. So this whole area right up in here, forming a curve, will probably be bare. And when I say bare, I don't mean bare, I mean no plants. We will put marble chips down like we did in our other pathways. And it'll be the same thing on this side of the gate. We could not plant, again, on this post, because if it comes in from the road, it'll swing in through the gate to go in also. So no plantings in an area that could be driven over, because I don't want to lose plants. Okay, Now, we also planted a horseradish. And I know a lot of you are going, oh, but that's invasive. Well, that's okay with me, because I planted it somewhere invasive is okay. So this is my horseradish. Horseradish and garlic are two prime ingredients in fire cider, which is a good thing to get you and your immune system supported through the wintertime. Okay, as y'all can see, this blackberry is doing pretty good. And like I said, it's all the way down, okay? And then we turned and started down the road on the inside of the fence too. All the way to, let me see if I can see it, that telephone pole right there. That wooden fence post is the end of the blackberries. Now on the other side of that wooden fence post is elderberries. I have elderberries starting. And on the inside of the fence here, I'm going to have comfrey growing. So with that being said, let's go talk about the irises as I unbox them. Alright, so I've already started unboxing these a little bit. I had this wonderful stuff put over the top of them to kind of keep them cushioned inside the box. Alright, so this, anytime you're transplanting irises, you should always cut the iris in the shape of a fan. That means that you're cutting off some of the greenery, but you have to remember, you just disturbed the roots on this poor plant, and half of its roots are probably still in the ground. The leaves, the number of leaves this small amount of root system supports has to be cut in half, basically. If you don't do that, yeah, you could probably have an iris survive, but more than likely, if you don't trim them and get rid of half the leaves, then you won't have an iris thrive. So we're going for thriving, and most of these bulbs, as you can see, these bulbs are very healthy, okay? They've got new growth starting. That's what this is. And this over here is another piece of new growth. And these roots are extremely healthy, okay? Extremely healthy. Like I said, we have a little wiggle room for getting these in the ground, but not a lot, okay? The one that I was just showing you is this. That's what its bloom will look like. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. The next one that I'm picking up in this same layer, as you can see, has new growth already starting on it too. So this one's going to take off well. It's pruned, got good roots. It's going to make a great plant. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Love it, I love it, I love it. This one was a bonus. But again, look, even the freebie got good growth, okay? This one we did not get a picture. We just got the name because it was a bonus, okay? It's upside down, but look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it, okay? Again, everything's cut into a fan shape, okay? So what we're going to do now, hopefully Sister will ignore me and not bother these while I lay them out. We're going to lay these out and we're going to start planting them, okay? So let me start laying these out for you. Now, the way that my driveway is, I have a wide span here. I want people to be able to walk amongst plants and not step on plants on this side of the driveway. We will have an edging to where people don't drive into this. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a log edging or if it's going to be rocks yet, but it's going to be one or the other. But no, Sister, leave them. No, ma'am. She's going to come over here and mess up my plans. Yes, she is. That dog right there is a sweet little girl, but she loves to chew up stuff. Yeah. So in my planning steps, by the way, all of these irises have names. I have already brought out a piece of paper and I will be writing down the names so that I have a planting diagram until I get everything with plant markers on it. That way I know what everything is at all times. So in my planning stage here, I've got to keep in mind that I will have blackberries on the fence. Now the blackberries will be attached to the fence as they grow. There will be rock on this side, so I figured that there would be enough for 2 rows of irises in here. Now what I did is I come through and I took the tiller and loosened up the dirt. I did not dig in the dirt a lot. It's just loosened. It is not very deep. It's probably only about that deep. And I did it in 2 rows. And then I'm going to come back here and plant a couple up against this fence just to kind of give it a design, I guess you could say. So this row will go all the way to the road, and this row will go all the way to the road, but they will be spaced to where each clump can stay a separate clump, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to show you how I'm going to do this. So like I said, each one of these is going to be spaced out, and I'm going to put them in kind of like a V pattern. And right now I'm just throwing them kind of where I want them. Leave it. No, ma'am. Sister's over here trying to get in trouble again. Get out of this. Let me come over here and get a few more out. You heard me, sister. No, ma'am. Oh, and there's the black iris. Love it. Ooh, and the orange. Love it. Y'all, I am in love with these colors. I think I did a good job. And so let me pull some of these out. Again, all of these are such healthy bulbs. Look at that. Okay, and I keep saying bulbs, but these are not bulbs. These are tubers. Now, the way tubers and rhizomes need to be planted is to where the bulb itself is still exposed. Okay, I need 2 back there, I think. And then these need to be spaced a little better here. Leave it. I'm going to start with one over here by the tree. Well, not by the tree, but nearer the tree. And then one about right here. One maybe right there. One right there. One where sister's sitting. Come on, sister. Move it. Move it, move it. Move it, move it. And then one maybe here. Leave it. All right, let's see. When that grows into a clump, I still walk around them, get between them. Maybe I just need one against the fence line. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put just one back here on the fence line. So one will go right there. Okay. So this is kind of the pattern that we are going for. We're going to alternate them in these rows here, and then kind of do a point in the back. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So we'll plant these, and I'll walk you through how we plant an iris. So let's look at this iris and get it planted. All right, so like I said, this needs to be above the ground still. That's how they breathe. Interesting. Look at that. Wonder what type of moth or butterfly he's going to turn into. So let me toss him over here into some stuff, and then he can go on his merry way. Now, y'all, I don't wear gloves. I like to feel the earth. I like to feel what I'm doing. Okay? So I am just scraping away what little bit of dirt was there. And because these roots are so stiff, I'm going to have to dig a little bit of hole there. So let me grab my mattock, which is over there. And y'all, again, this may not be the right term for this tool, but this is my favorite tool for digging holes and things. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, there's a rock. All right, let's see if that's enough. So we're going to put this down in the dirt, and we're going to cover up these roots. We're going to kind of squish it down in here. Okay, I need to pull this up. Hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. All right. So that is kind of what I do to plant irises, because these bulbs run across the top of the ground. Okay, they don't need to be buried. They need to breathe. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do for that iris right there. Okay, and I keep pressing it down. Now, I could have soaked the roots a little bit beforehand, but that is just how I do it. All right, let me look at the paperwork that comes with the irises and see how bad I did. When to plant. Soil prep, good drainage. This area definitely has good drainage. Depth, okay, there it is. That stays on the surface basically, okay? It says just below the surface, but not too deep. So basically you want the top of this showing, all right? All right, so that's what we did, all right? One down. I'm gonna plant the rest, and then I'm gonna show you what we do as mulch. All right, guys, we got those planted. We retweaked the design a little bit. There's one not planted yet because I've still got to get that grass out around that one blackberry up there and keep going down the line. So that is in the path of where I'll be raking out the grass roots and things. So I did not plant the one. Okay, let me show you what I have done though. So each fence section will look like this. Okay, there's the tree. Hello, tree. And then the fence post. There's the tree, there's the fence post. The fence post has a blackberry. I planted two in the middle. And then there's the next fence post with a blackberry. And like I said, these are kind of altered. They're staggered to form V's. Okay? So in between is the next ones. Okay? So I have wrote down and numbered. And this is what's in section A. Okay, we do keep garden records here. I plant each year the garden, and I make note of what's planted where for crop rotation and things. So that is something that you do need to keep in mind, is garden records are important. That way you know what varieties you planted where and everything like that. Let me show you what we do next. Now, irises, as we have said, don't like to be buried in the ground, but as you know, irises like to spread. So we're going to be putting down mulch and a weed barrier basically that we have plenty of here on our farm, okay? Now I'm putting it in between, as you can see, because I don't want to cover the ability of the iris to grow, okay? So the paper bags are not touching the irises. These paper bags will disintegrate and become, you know, extra compost and stuff. But this is what we're doing. So we're going through here and putting down bags in between all the irises. Okay, pretty much just like that. And then we're going to come back and top that with this mulch. Okay, now the mulch I'm going to put up against the bulbs, the tubers, okay? Why did I leave so much punk coming up above the ground? Because I'm coming back with mulch, okay? So some of this mulch will cover that bulb, all right? So that is something you need to think about when you're planting anything. What type of mulch are you going to put on top of it? Are you going to smother your plant when you get done mulching it? And this is one that would definitely smother if I put too much mulch on top of it. Okay, so you notice I'm going through and I'm going ahead and putting it around the plant, and then I'm going to take a shovel and throw it on top of these bags as well. Now I'm just doing it with my hands so you can kind of get an idea of what we do. Okay, I can come back and I can cut these strings out, but these strings will disintegrate as well. Why feed sacks? Could it be because I have an abundance of feed bags? They're paper, they break down. The plastic look on these is not plastic, but it does have some sort of coating on it, but it will break down. Now the yellow one does not have that coating, and it will break down a little faster. So I actually don't mind using these green ones because I want them to last a little bit. If I come through here start of spring, the yellow one will be gone already. Okay, I know y'all have heard put down cardboard. I know you've heard put down newspapers. Well, we don't have a lot of cardboard. We don't order a lot of stuff from Amazon. Not enough to do all the projects that we do. But you know what we do have? We have feed bags. So feed bags are paper and we use them. We get at least 12 bags of rabbit feed a month and at least 4 to 8 of the layer pellets. So that is a lot of bags that we get each month. And we store them up until we have a project to put them on, and we're going all the way to the driveway with these. What did I pull out of the wheelbarrow and the mulch? Roots to grass. And it's alive, guys. This is not a dead piece of root. This is grass growing strong. This is why I had a bobcat come remove weeds. This is also why we went back and sprayed, because the bobcat didn't get them all, and burying them doesn't get them all, because this was in that pile. Yep, pulled out one with leaves on it even. So keep that in mind when you're doing work. You don't want to use Roundup and stuff a lot, but sometimes you have to. Always read your label as to how long it needs to be before you plant anything in it again, because some things have a residual effect, so do keep that in mind. I was asking about what to use on nutgrass and stuff in my garden bed, and I was told to use Image. However, Image, you can't put anything in that bed for like 6 months. So do keep that in mind when you use a Roundup or weed killer of some sort. All right, guys, let's keep working. Quick reminder, don't forget, like, comment, share, and if you really like what we're doing, subscribe. Help us grow this business. Help us grow this farm. Help us help you is the main important thing. We want to help you. We know there's a lot of other channels out there doing this. We are in Central Alabama though. So we are reaching an audience that's not Arkansas and Missouri and Tennessee and stuff like that. We're reaching our people. We are not deep south. We are zone 7B to 8A. It's kind of on the line there where we are. Some maps show us as 8A, some maps show us as 7B. So we are a unique garden zone here. So if you're looking for somebody that grows in your area, we are it. I went to school for environmental horticulture, so I know a lot about growing things. So send me your questions, send me your comments. Again, like, comment, share, and as always, subscribe if you like it. Till next time, guys. Bye from Cedar Creek Bottoms.